everybody, I'm Corinne Blackstone and welcome to my craft room. I'm so happy to have you here today. Before we get started, be sure that you're subscribed here on YouTube. That way you don't miss out on any of the fun crafty content we have coming. In today's tutorial, I want to show you how to make your very own custom dog tags. These are super simple and really fun to do. The cool thing is you can really do these with any of the Cricut machines, but you'll need different tools for the Explore and the Joy. I'll link the videos and the tools in the video's description down below. That way if you don't have a maker, you can still do this. I got my tags from Amazon. They came in a big pack of 20, super inexpensive. These make great gifts, great sellers. They're really fun to make for your own pets, and they're really simple. I'm going to show you how to use a sketch font, and I'll link all my favorite sketch fonts down below for you as well. That way you can find them too if you want to try something different. There's also a great video that shows you how to fill in any font that you want to, that I'll link below and up in the corner over here. That way you can find that one too. That's a super helpful one when it comes to engraving. Without further ado, let's get started. I want to show you where I got my font. I got this one from dafont.com. Now this is a personal use only file, but you can purchase a commercial use license at these links here. So if that's what you want to do, go for it. I'm going to show you how to download this and install it. To install the font, all you need to do is choose download over in that right hand corner, but just keep in mind this is a personal use font, but you can get a commercial use license through the links over on the left. When you click download, it will open up a folder to ask you where you want to save it. Mine saves automatically into my downloads, but that's fine. Go ahead and open that folder, and you'll need to extract the folder by choosing extract all and then clicking extract. Make sure you have extract folder open clicked, that way it'll just open it. Then you want to make sure that you're selecting your open type font and right clicking. Now you want to install for all users, but if you don't see that, choose more options and install for all users will be listed there. That way you can put it in. So more options and then install for all users. That way you can use it across the board on your computer. Make sure to close and reopen Design Space if you had it open during your installation process. Now over in Cricut Design Space, we're going to add text to our canvas here. And you can change your text to whatever you want it to say. I'm going to use my dog's name, Chevy. And then I'm going to go into my system fonts. Now you're going to note that I have way less fonts than I did before because I did get that new computer. And I did search for this to make sure it installed. But let's say that you need to look for your font. Rather than scrolling your list, you could just type in like a couple of the first letters and it'll bring it up. So we're going to use Typo Sketch Demo. And one thing I want to show you, I'm going to make this really big so that you can see. So if you were to want to engrave this on something large, you're going to have a lot of space between your letters because there is space in the design. But because we're doing something much smaller, as you see, as you make it smaller, it looks more and more filled in. So this is a great one for a small design. Now for our dog tag, I prefer to do this at 1.55 inches wide. And that's like the perfect size for this, except that I accidentally clicked the wrong button. So I like to do it about 1.55 wide. That's like I said, a really good size because our tag is about 2 inches total, but there is a hole to put the ring through to put it on the dog's collar. So once you've got this here, you want to make sure you save your design. Now I've saved this previously, so I'm just going to click save. That way you don't have to go through and do it again if something goes wrong when you hit make. Now you can do this with your Explore or your Joy machines, but you will need a different tool. And I'll link the tool and the tutorials down below for you if you want to do it with those machines. But what I need to do before I do anything else is I need to come up to Operation, and I want to change it from Basic Cut to Engrave. Now it won't look like anything changed on the screen, but it will say Engrave over here on your Layers panel. Once I've done that, I can go ahead and click Make. You're going to see that it'll bring up a white mat for you. And this is where we are going to line this up so we make sure that it fits really nicely into our dog tag. So I use my grid lines to line mine up, and I use the center of my mat. So I find the 6 and the 6, and then I line this up. Now I do want it to be a little closer over to the 7 line because of that little circle. And then I'm just gonna kind of pop this up to center. So I'm using the middle of the C, and I'm making sure that the line is in the middle of the C. That way that's nice and centered. Then when we put our dog tag on, we'll center it on to our mat. And I'll show you how to do that in just a second. But I also want to show you how to select your setting. So I'm going to click continue, and it's going to connect to my Maker machine. So now that it's connected to my Maker, I need to browse all materials, because you'll notice all my bookmarked ones are grayed out because it knows that those material settings don't work with your engraving tool. So go to browse all materials, and it'll show you a list of only the compatible materials that you can use. For these, I found that the stainless steel setting works the best. So I'm going to select that, click done. Now what it's going to do is it's going to show you the required tools. So you don't need a tool in clamp A, that's usually where your pen goes. But in clamp B, you'll need to load the engraving tool, which is tool number 41, and that's part of their quick swap housing tool set. And I'll show you that in just a second. The first thing we need to do is line our tag up onto our mat here. So remember, we use the 6 and the 6, so you can see the crosshair right here. That's the center of your mat. So I use that to line my tag up, but you can line it up if you'd prefer with like a top of a grid line. Whatever works best for you is where you're going to line it up. But for me, I just find the middle works great. Then you're going to use some painter's tape. I have kind of a wide tape, so I will rip it down the middle in half, and that way I can just easily put the tape on. And you're going to want to tape your tag down with your tape, and you just try to get it towards the edges. You want to try not to get it too far over where you're going to be engraving. It will engrave through it, but I do find it works a little bit better if you don't get it too much over where it's going to engrave. But this just gives it that little extra grip to make sure that your tag is going to stay down. So I'm going to go ahead and get that put on. All right, now we're going to load this into our machine, but first let me show you how to put in the engraving tool. Now the tool that I'm using for this one is specifically for your Cricut Maker machines. However, there are tools available for the Joy and the Explorer machines, so I'll link those videos and those tools down below. But this is tool number 41, and it's part of the quick swap housing, so the bottom comes off. You can see I can take that off, and then you can just put it right back on. Now in order to install this, you open clamp B and you remove your fine point blade, and then you're going to put the gold gear in so that it's touching the gold gear, and go ahead and line that up. We're using the stainless steel setting, and all I'm going to do is load my mat just like I would any other time, and then it will start engraving. I'd run 1,000 miles if I could run with you. And from what I have heard, you do the same thing too. I want to say now that it's all finished, we're going to go ahead and unload this from the mat. I'll move my machine out of the way for you. And getting this off the mat is really, really, really easy. You just need to peel up your tape, and I like to try to make sure to save the tape, and I'll show you why here in just a second. So your tag is going to be kind of covered in some dust. So I use my tape to help eliminate some of the dust by just using it to that sticky side, just to kind of pick up any of the dust. And I'll do that with each of the parts of the tape just so that we can get it nice and clean. It's just a way to like kind of not waste the tape. And I think it works pretty well. And then I'll usually just wipe this with like a clean paper towel or something when we're done to make sure that all the dust is off of it. And you could absolutely flip it over and do the other side following the same technique that we used for this one, but you do you. If you don't want to do the other side, that's okay too. You can also put like lots of text on this, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off, and I'm just gonna wipe this. This is just the paper towel I used on another one that I made, so it's still pretty clean. And we'll just wipe it off, and our tag is all done. Now I'll get you guys a nice up close look at this so you can see it a lot better. And here is the final tag. This came out really cute. It's super fun to do, and honestly pretty easy once you just practice a couple times getting everything lined up. Now again, I'm going to link below the tool that I used here, but I'll also link below videos on how you can engrave using your Cricut Joy and Joy Extra and your Cricut Explorer series machines, plus the tools that you need for each of those machines. They are a little bit different, but you absolutely can do it. And I explain a little bit more about why you can do it and the warranty and things like that in the other videos. Now, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Be sure you're subscribed here. That way you don't miss out on any of the fun, crafty content we have coming. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And as always, happy crafting.